compliance.
There were changes to the ARPA
Okay, all right.
expenditure, so y'all have to pass a resolution
Pass
just
it, okay.
agreeing to that
All
change.
right, I'm okay with that. All right.
Mr. President, were there any questions about that, or?
No, we don't have no question.
A is a resolution authorizing execution of agreement for Cypress Park.
Okay, any questions on number 7, 8? Okay,
9 is a resolution authorizing agreement to assist City of Montgomery with management of ARPA Trails projects.
all right, anyone have questions on 9? All right,
And 10 is resolution authorizing Mayor Reed to execute the 8 contracts that are listed on that resolution.
all right.
Do you want me to explain now how I will do these with a consent agenda, or you want to wait till later?
We could talk with the council on it. That's what I thought we was talking about earlier, but you can go ahead and explain how we would do that.
Okay, there will be an item at the first following public communications, just like old business, but it'll say consent agenda. I will list 1, 2, 3, 4, the contracts that I have with the name of who the contract is with, the amount, and what it's for. And there will only be one vote for those, just a motion to adopt, just like you do with the demos. If there's any one of those that you want to have discussion on, you will ask for it to be pulled out and set aside, and then you will have no discussion on the consent agenda other than a motion to adopt, and then immediately following it, if you've pulled one out, then you can discuss that one that's pulled out and then vote on it.
Okay? Got it. Anybody have any questions on that? And that's how the consent will come up, because these are the ones that was carried over, so that's why they're coming up like that. Okay? Thank you, ma'am.
Item 11, review of Evergreen Estates, 4590 Troy Highway.
Okay, we'll speak to Mr. Mitchell on that.
Yes. 12, review of Roadrunner Food Store and Car Wash. That's also Mr. Mitchell's. 13, review of Torch Cigar Bar, 1801 West 3rd Street.
Mr. Samaski, what's going on with that?
Did somebody contact you about?
Yeah, they called and left a message that they would be here.
They would be. Just so revenue and licensing knows, I've just been getting a lot of complaints about the times and the hours. Their posted hours are 9 o'clock at night. We're getting calls that they're having a lot of activity happening there well after midnight. So some of the neighbors had some concerns about that. I didn't know when we went through the process, we didn't think we had a license for them, but they actually do have a business license.
They do.
Yes.
Okay.
They do, and they're, well, I'd say they're current on their tax. Their sales tax came back, return check, but whiskey taxes are current.
Whiskey tax is correct. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
Item 14, ordinance amending section 15-126 of the Code of Ordinances, prerequisite to change in historic property or historic district, amending the section of the code dealing with historic preservation.
okay, any question on item 16? 15, I'm sorry.
14, that was 14, yes, sir. Item
question.
15 is an ordinance amending section 6-471, private security officers definitions.
All right,
16 has been withdrawn. 17, resolution authorizing the mayor to execute 5 contracts.
let's go back to 16 right quick, and I know it's been withdrawn, but I have some questions on it. I'm getting a lot of talk, a lot of things, so on the next, as we create this ordinance, I think it's coming from planning or wherever it's coming from. I have some comments that I received that I want to be sitting in, so we can create something that works, that brings us on the national alliance. I think that's why I was pulled.
So we were in the process of doing that, being informed by what other states have done and other cities have done. Why we pulled this one was if we had passed this particular ordinance, it would only address within the city limits, not the PJ. The area that the development is occurring that has kind of brought up a lot of conversation is in the PJ.
Okay.
So it would have not benefited the city, and so what we wanted to do was to execute that in the overall zoning ordinance when it comes up for the complete passage of a new zoning ordinance.
Okay. All right, thank you.
17, resolution authorizing the mayor to execute 5 contracts, and you'll see them listed on the resolution.
Okay.
18, resolution appointing May Wilkins to the Housing Authority. 19, resolution reappointing John Jernigan to the Medical Clinic Board General. Resolution reappointing Norman Taylor to the Medical Clinic Board General. And then resolution appointing Brian Gary to the Medical Clinic Board General.
Okay, I have any questions on those 3 appointments? No questions, we're moving on.
22 is resolution appointing Howard Robinson to the Historic Preservation Commission.
Okay. All right. And 23. Any council have anything before going on public communication?
Council, I got, Mayor,
You want to talk about
CC, I
the
got this appointment, I guess we can bring it up at the regular meeting. All of us got a letter from the personnel
board?
board, and we've got an opening on that particular board that needs to be filled by the council until some decision is
So
made.
decisions made about the personnel board.
This will probably be a temporary deal, but.
We got you. And we'll just read it into the minutes in the regular meeting, Ms. Blaylock?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. I'm glad Mr. Jeremiah clarified his name with me. I thought we were talking about a 90-year-old man.
And council, you also have a new resolution in front of you for an additional contract that I received after the agenda was finished. Pursuant to the interlocal agreement, it requires a standalone resolution, but it's being presented also.
You put that one up here?
It's the EDT.
I put a copy in front of everybody at everybody's place. It's a big little packet. It's got the agreement behind it with the resolution in front of it.
Okay, I see it.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, anybody got it in front of you? Got any questions about that?
No.
Anybody have any questions? All right.
This one, another ARPA project, is this more
It is-
compliance issue?
It's part of the interlocal agreement
okay.
regarding the river region trails, and that agreement specifically states any contracts have to come back before the council for a resolution.
Okay. I assume, is it December 14th is the end of the, everything's going to be obligated by the 14th of December for ARPA?
31st.
Is it the 31st?
It has to be the 31st.
31st,
Well, but our goal is by mid-month, yes.
Awesome.
All right, anything else from the council? Okay, in our work session, Mr. Patrick Johnson, update on bridge behind MPD.
Yes, just wanted to come before you today and give you an update on the status of the bridge behind Patterson Field on Upper Wetumpka Road. First slide, next slide, please. Just to give you a little timeline, we have a routine bridge inspection program we go through and inspect all our bridges routinely. You can see there on 10/22, we had a routine inspection performed and there were some issues noted of concern. You can see on the bridge that's highlighted there in red, which is currently closed today, which really affects I call it the outbound traffic out of downtown on Upper Wetumpka Road. But during the inspection, next slide. As you can see here, these are support columns. We had 22 support columns with similar deficiencies in them. And really that's just where the water kind of collects right there on that concrete, sits, and it's just corroded over time. You got a structure that's about 75 years old, and that's just what corrosion happens over a period of time. We do have a plan to come in and repair these 22 structures there, or 22 supports. Next slide. The repair basically will go in and cut out one at a time, about a 4-foot section, and then weld in a new what we call H-pile or steel beam, and then reinforce the well with splice plates. This is, in addition to cutting out and replacing those 22, we'll after all that's done, we'll paint those areas to help protect for further corrosion in the future, and this will really help to extend the life of the bridge even longer. We've solicited quotes on an emergency situation. We anticipate having those quotes in on December the 6th. One key thing to note here, obviously, y'all know we have a gas tax that usually we do a lot of paving out of that fund, but since we don't have a specific, and that money can be used for both bridges and paving. So our plan is to take money from the paving account to make these emergency repairs, which will reduce the overall amount of money that will go to each district. Previously, I think we had set up about $225,000 per district to try to spend. I think we get approximately $2.1 million annually, and so this repair cost will come out of that $2.1 million, thus reducing the amount of paving that can be performed this next year. Don't have a number in yet, but estimates somewhere between $500,000, $800,000 to make the repairs. So I wanted to make the council aware of that. I think this lies within Ms. Marche's district mainly. So, but obviously it's used by people throughout the city. So,
Patrick,
yes, sir.
this is a emergency situation. Isn't there some way, Ms. Betty, that we could go into a different fund and fund it versus paving? And it's not a normal part of operation.
I'm
So
sorry, I just walked in. What are we
The
talking
question
about?
is there any other way to fund this other than going into our paving accounts, which each city council district needs that paving done anyway, way behind on paving. And wonder if there's a way to fund this through some emergency account or reserves, you know? That's what you reserve for, is reserved for emergency situations.
It is, but we can't do reserves right now. How much money are we talking about?
I don't have the numbers in yet, between $500,000 and $800,000, somewhere like that.
Well, we could go ahead and try to fund it. It would be a backfill at the end of the year based on any fallout we may have.
Okay, I just think of some way to not use it for our paving funds. I know our council members need that. So, thank you.
Patrick, is there any way we can put a toll bridge right here at that site?
Put a toll bridge?
Yeah. You said we repairing the old bridge, we just need an arm to go problem.
We need one of those on Old 31.
Yeah. They going back to 231. So
And
we can stop them
231.
while they in town.
Coming in and out of town all
We
day.
just having fun. We can't get an occupation tax, so let's get a little bit.
Yeah.
Old Bridge of 231.
What was that, Stacey?
It's my way home.
Yeah.
We'll give you a pass, like a parking pass. All right. Any other questions? Thank you, Patrick. You have anything else?
I do have one other thing.
All right.
Next slide, please. I also wanted to update the council on an upcoming project. Not that's a City of Montgomery project, but it is a Montgomery Waterworks project to replace a water main on Carter Hill Road. As you see, the red line there is the area in question where they plan on replacing the water main. And in order to replace that, it will close the lane on Carter Hill Road in the westbound direction. Their anticipated start date is late January, and it's about an 8-week time period for them to make these repairs. Basically, they've been having water main breaks along in the area, and they've just, it's just an old water main. It's time to replace the whole thing. Unfortunately, it's up under the roadway surface, and it's in District 7, but there's a lot of people that travel this road from probably everybody's district, throughout the city. But I wanted to make you aware of it, that it's coming. The area you see outlined in blue there, the Montgomery Waterworks is going to send out two separate letters at two separate occasions to each of the residents within the area outlined in blue to notify them that this is happening and the reason why it's happening. In addition to that, in advance, on both ends of the road, prior to work beginning, they're going to place message boards up, flashing message boards. It's letting them know, hey, it's going to be this lane's gonna be closed, giving them, when it's gonna start, when it's, anticipated ending. And so that will be flashing. So it's just another effort. Me bringing it to you today is another effort to try to help get the word out to obviously the council members. And so if anybody calls you, you're aware of what's going on, but also as the public watches this online, it's just another opportunity for them to know what's going on in the city.
So I refer any claims that I get to Waterworks?
Yes, ma'am. Any claims of damage would be directed at their contractor, and I can provide their
I'll let
contractor's
them say.
name and number to you. So, yes.
Thank you.
That's awesome, and I know that, I see Miguel back there, but we've been talking about this public information piece, and I know we can't always know exactly when Waterworks is going to be doing these projects, but I had some headaches with some of the people when Mulberry got done and when Felder got done. If I can get a copy of this graphic, that would be awesome. This is super helpful. I really appreciate you doing that.
I can email it to you. No problem. All right.
All right, thank you, Mr. Dustin.
Thank you.
You just lost your quorum.
Yeah, that's it. He was the only one on the public communication.
You lost your quorum, so we.
I was finna adjourn.
Okay.
Meeting adjourned. Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
All right, thank you.